Hi, this is Habiba. Welcome to Viva's Canadian Journey. Thank you for watching. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you what I think, in my opinion, is an immigrant's greatest struggle here in Canada. Okay? So, my opinion from what I've experienced. Let's get started. So, an immigrant's greatest struggle. Now, don't get me wrong, as a newbie, a newcomer to Canada, when you first get in, there are loads of struggles. For some people, it'll be the weather. Winter is coming. One of the reasons for recording indoors today, it's so cold and it's just October. For others, it'll be the language barrier or, the culture shock, or getting a footing in the professional environment. There are loads of struggles that immigrants face when they come to Canada. But in my opinion, I think one of the greatest struggles immigrants face when they come here is another immigrant. Do you understand? Or stories they hear from other immigrants. So before you crucify me, I'm going to explain, okay? Now, one of the advantages, one of the many perks that comes with doing Viva's Canadian Journey is I meet a lot of people, not face to face or physically, but online. A lot of people send me emails, and when I meet people face to face or even on social media, I like to ask a lot of questions. If you're an immigrant, tell me your experience. So I get to hear a lot of people's stories, and what I've deduced is, yes, these other struggles are there, but one of the things that makes immigrants dissatisfied when they come here to struggle with a lot of things is a fellow immigrant. So let me use an example. A few weeks ago, a lady in one of the provinces in the Prairies sent me an email, very long, heartfelt email, and I was very glad she did, because I was able to connect with her and we talked. And in her email, she said her husband and herself, they moved into this particular province in 2018 from their home country. And when they got to that province, quite a couple of immigrants in the province welcomed them. And one of the things that a lot of people were telling them was, oh, you guys are very lucky to be in this province, because in 2 years, immigrants get their house, they get a mortgage, they buy their house in this province. So she and her husband were so excited, and they ran with this. They started working, they had decent jobs, and all they had at the back of their mind was 2 years, we're gonna get a house. 2 years. And then 2020 comes, and they were not able to get it, they were not able to afford it. And so she and her husband became a bit depressed. She said she was like struggling, that what's going on. It happened for so and so, but it didn't happen for them, and she was becoming dissatisfied. So she was just sharing her pain and what she was going through with me. Personally, I don't take it for granted. I think it's a privilege when people, reach out to me and share their stories. And so we got chatting on social media, and I was talking to her and I said, listen, why are you getting, depressed, dissatisfied because of what someone else said? She said, well, everyone there said in 2 years, immigrants. I said, okay, let's just do a little math. I like to break things down. I like to look at things from, all sides of things. Let's do a little math. I said, so this immigrants, and obviously they told you this from a good place, from a good heart, that told you in 2 years people get houses. When did they come? She said some of them came in 2015, some of them came in 2016. I said, excellent. Meaning they got their houses in 2017, 2018. I said, let's use Google. Google is your friend. You can get a lot of information and misinformation from the internet, but let's do some research. And we Googled at a nice area in that province, found out the price of a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom semi-detached in that province in a particular location in 2017, 2018. And people could get a good apartment there for 300,000, 350,000. I said, excellent. Now, you guys came in 2018, right? And what happened in 2020? the pandemic happened. There was a shift worldwide. A lot of things, prices of a lot of things went up. Okay, here in Canada, I remember in Nova Scotia, there was what they called the housing wars. Okay, a house would come out on the market for about 400,000. In 2 days, that house is gone, and the buying price would have been like 600,000, 550. So 150 or 200,000 above asking price. There was a war, which I didn't really understand because there was a pandemic, but that's what happened. And I said, so in 2020, you expected to get your own apartment, but nothing happened. You couldn't afford it. Now let's check the price of that exact house, in that exact location, that kind of house, in that exact location in 2020. And we checked and it was about 450, 500,000. And I said 200,000 more in 2 years. The pandemic happened. A lot of things happened. So I told her, you're putting yourself in a really bad position, being dissatisfied, being depressed because of what others told you. Okay? And obviously after we did the calculation and all the explanation, it started making sense to her. And I said, listen, just enjoy this journey. Canada, yes, it's like the destination, you get here. But in life, every milestone where you're going to is a journey. I don't know who has arrived yet. Please, if you have arrived yet at your destination and you know you are happy, please send me a message and tell me how you did it. But for a lot of us, getting that ideal job, getting the, ideal home, it's a journey, it's a process. And I told her, in the process of getting there, just enjoy it. Don't let what they're saying this out of, I want to believe they're saying it out of a good heart. But it doesn't mean it's gonna. Now, somebody will be saying, but what about somebody else that you came with at the same time? Why are you comparing yourself? I remember when my husband and I, we had started preparing to come to Canada. Young couple working full-time in Nigeria. We started saving. We had to cut down a lot of luxuries. In fact, we started using one car for about a year because we were saving. Our proof of funds had to be complete. And when you're preparing for Canada, it's not just proof of funds. I wrote IELTS 3 times, so you're paying for that. You're paying for wets, you're paying for medical. So, you still have rent, you still have bills to pay, and then you still have to save proof of funds. So we were doing all that ourselves. Now, I remember another friend of mine in another state, when they got their PPR, or when they had started talking about relocating to Canada, one of her very wealthy uncles, just sent her some amount of money. I can't even mention it. And when she told me, I was happy for her. Now, it would be stupid of me. We got to Canada almost at the same time. It would be stupid of me to come to Canada and start comparing myself with her or anybody else. We came here, and in about a month or two, they got their house. They're in a different province, a more expensive province. But and I know it's human nature sometimes to want to, compare yourself with others, or to want to live like the Joneses are living, or you ask yourself, but it's happening for A and B, why is it not happening for me? That's just life. A majority of the people that I've spoken to that have relocated to Canada, and a few of the ones that relocated and went back to their home countries, and people that have said they've been dissatisfied here, when I ask them why, and when we get deep into it, there's a common denominator, there's a common factor. It happened for so and so here, it hasn't happened for me this way. Or they told me, a fellow immigrant told me it's going to happen so and so, and it did not happen for me this way. And so you start being dissatisfied. And I just tell people, listen, this is life. Enjoy the process. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. I believe the system here in Canada works. And with God on the throne, with hard work, you would achieve your dreams. But there's the process. It might take A and B 2, 3, 4, 5 years. It might take you a bit longer. But in that, waiting period, enjoy it. Enjoy the journey, enjoy the process, and don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. I was talking to that lady, I said, listen, as immigrants, we have a lot of things to think about, trying to get a good job, trying to, find our footing in the professional environment. A lot of people have the language barrier. You're missing loved ones at home. There are other struggles. Please don't come and add another struggle that another immigrant said this and that. Don't do that to yourself. Now, in my opinion, my everyday life talking to people, I've seen that one of the most common struggles an immigrant faces is another immigrant. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you shouldn't make friends with other, no. I'm not saying you shouldn't listen to what people are saying, but take everything with a grain of salt and just realize that everybody's lives are different. So it happened for this person in 2 years, fantastic. Guess what? It could happen for you in less time or more, but don't let that, shape your outcome so that, if it doesn't happen for you in, that time allocated, you start getting depressed. Who said, you have to drive this car in 2 years? Who said you have to? Don't do that to yourself. Was it a criteria from IRCC? No. Who is putting the criteria there? Okay, there's a lot of thinking to us immigrants to think about. Let's not compile it, Again, I hope you found this very helpful. Please keep the comments and the questions are coming in. Sometimes I may not respond as soon as possible because I also work full time and then I have my family, but I'll definitely get to it. And there's no question or no comment that is stupid. I've enjoyed meeting a lot of people online. And until next time, keep watching Diva's Canadian journey and don't give up on your Canadian dreams. Thank you. Hi, my name is Habiba.